Hello.
And welcome to a mockery-filled episode of the Brain Ladle Trivia Podcast. I am your imitated host, but never duplicated, Davo. All right, who did that?
I thought it was you.
I don't know. Yeah, I thought it was you too. It sounded just like...
It was really, really close to it. So I'm going to blame Kells. It may not have been Kells, but I'm going to say it's Kells. His level of impressions and ability to do good impressions is known by our legions of fans. So, Kells, why you hating?
Wow. Well, I don't know if I should appreciate that kind of accusation. Just because I'm good at something doesn't mean I did it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was me, but I'm saying...
We're going to move on. Oh. Aha!
I'm just
All
saying.
right, then.
I don't know if we amuse anybody else, but I'm glad we amuse ourselves.
Well, that's the key to a good podcast, is making each other laugh. As long as that happens,
somewhere.
Our listeners will fall in line. Well, we have a special guest today. We have things to do.
Business.
And what we have to do is welcome our returning special guest, El Jefe, Jeff.
Thanks for having me again, guys. I really appreciate it.
It is our genuine pleasure.
And 'tis the season, so I hope I'm going to bring some joy.
Well, after the last time you did
it remains to be
questions,
seen.
I could use a little joy.
Oh yeah, that one was a little dark. We're going to break we would need to, a car accident would be a little happier than the last one you did. So
Yeah.
let's try. Let's try for something a little more jolly.
But since it is the Christmas season, we are going to be looking at things that are very naughty and nice.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yes.
What are we looking at?
We're going to look at toys.
Ooh.
Who doesn't like toys?
I love toys.
I'm a big fan.
I like toys.
I'm a huge fan
Neil?
of toys.
But
Yes.
Before we unbox these wonderful gifts known as trivia questions, what are the rules?
The rules are that we have a topic. In this case, it's toys. And then there's going to be 6 categories of 4 questions each. Each question is worth 10 points. Maybe a few bonus points thrown in for good measure. And then a final question where we can bid some or all of our points and see who we can crown as our winner tonight.
Jeff, take it away.
All right. Well, I figured we'd start with some classics. And our first question is going to be, at the 1939 World's Fair, this toy was introduced, although at the time it was not a toy, and it wouldn't be sold as a toy for almost 30 years. And this design brought life to your photos. So name that toy.
Brought life to our photos.
I'm locked in. I gotta say, Jeff, that last part of the question was very cryptic.
Yes and no. Anybody that doesn't get it is
With an
going to
equally
kill
cryptic
themselves.
response.
I'm locked in.
I'm thinking of something, but I can't
I'm
remember what
pretty
it's called.
sure almost every one of us owned one of these as a child.
I'm locked in.
All right, Davo, what do you got?
Well, when you first started reading the question, my very, very first thought was an erector set. I was like, oh, yeah, that sounds like an erector set. But that cryptic coda at the end of your question made me rethink everything. And I fell upon the Light Bright.
Okay. Kels?
I had no idea. And you said brought life to our photos. I was just thinking bunny ears. So I went with bunny ears.
That's a good answer.
All right. They just put somebody on stage at the 1939 World's Fair and had them do bunny ears.
I mean, it was a rough time if you think about it. Bunny ears would bring a lot of smiles to the crowd. So,
Wait, you couldn't do it before the 30s because pictures took like an hour to take. So you
yeah, then it's just one finger, and who's got time for that?
Yeah.
Definitely more smiles, food, and money. So, yeah. All right. Neil?
So I was kind of looking more at the photo side of things, and the only photo-related toy that I could think of is a ViewMaster. So I went the ViewMaster.
Ooh, that's a great question.
It's an even better answer because Neil is correct. It is the ViewMaster.
Wow, I totally forgot about the ViewMaster.
I wouldn't know what to call
That's
it.
great.
So, no.
Really? Was that on
I had one.
It's the brand name.
Yes, I had one. I just didn't know what it was called.
What's a ViewMaster?
So what was it at the World's Fair if it wasn't a toy?
It was really the creation of I didn't write his name down, but one guy that was working with stereoscopic imagery, and him and another guy came up with a device that would allow you to see the two images, one in each eye, that would give a 3D effect. And they thought it would be good for people that were taking pictures on vacation, or anything like that where you had a background and a person, and that's what it was marketed as. And it wasn't until I think it was 1966 when it was actually sold as a toy.
Cool.
Yeah, ViewMasters.
Well, that's really cool.
Pretty awesome. Do you guys remember the other thing that ViewMaster made with it was the little movie projector that you put a cartridge in, and then you would turn the crank on the side, and you could watch like a Bugs Bunny cartoon on it?
Or a peep show?
I do. Oh.
Question 2. In 1952, this toy was born. It was more of a do-it-yourself toy and contained everything you needed except for a body.
Locked in.
Locked in.
And there's a bonus question as well.
Oh.
Ooh.
What Guinness World Record does this toy hold?
I'm going to lock in with my bonus.
Locked in with my bonus.
Can I hear the question one more time?
Absolutely. In 1952, this toy was born. It was more of a do-it-yourself toy and contained everything you needed except for a body. And then the bonus was, what Guinness World Record does this toy hold?
All right, I'm locked in.
So let's see. Let's go with Davo. What you got?
What was in the middle of the
Sorry, you're the first one. Your renewed answers.
Yes,
I'm keeping track now.
Okay. I went with my answer as Meester Potato Head. And as far as what Guinness record it holds, I went with most iterations, meaning that it has the most combinations to make into a single toy.
That's
different eyes and ears and noses and stuff.
Pretty good. All right. Neil?
I know originally Mr. Potato Head was sold without the potato. So that was my answer for the main part. And then I just guessed that it was the best-selling toy of all time. which I don't really think it is, but that was all I could think of.
Kels?
I also went with Mr. Potato Head. I'm really glad I got you to ask the question again. That really helped me out. And I went with the most customizable.
Okay. Well, everybody got the main question right. And the bonus is actually quite ridiculous. So, Mr. Potato Head holds the Guinness World Record for having received 4 postal votes in the run for mayor of Boise, Idaho. This was in 1985. So it holds the most votes for Mr. Potato Head in a political... Yeah, and it went through so many changes. Yeah. That's why your answer was a good guess, Davo. Like, when they first came out, all of the appendages had very sharp ends on them so you could jab them into a potato. And kids were getting hurt left and right. So eventually they started making them larger and larger until people had problems pushing them into potatoes. And they realized they had to come up with a body and release a body with it. All right, question 3. What snuggly friend lights up when squeezed?
Lights up when squeezed?
All right, I'm locked in.
Like literally lights up?
I felt like...
Well,
I figured this would be a softball question.
Yeah, well, unfortunately I have a torn rotator cuff.
Okay. Someone needs Tommy John. Jeez.
All right, I'll lock in.
All right, Davo.
I believe this was glowworm.
All righty, Neil.
Yeah, I think this was after I was a teenager already by the time this came out, but I know there was a little weird looking glowworm thing that would light up when you squeezed it. So I want glowworm.
And Kels.
Well, this is well before my time. I'd never heard of. Well, I've heard of glowworm. I had no idea what it was. So I just wrote down the wrong answer, which was Teddy Ruxpin, because I still want one.
So Davo and Neil got that correct. All right, moving on to question number 4. What popular summer toy did NASA engineer Lonnie Johnson invent and license to the Laramie Corporation?
The what corporation?
Laramie. L-A-R-A-M-I.
Laramie?
Could be Laramie.
No. Well, yeah, okay. I'm going to go with this. I'm locked in.
Yeah, I'm locked in too.
Try not to overthink it.
Can you repeat the question again?
What popular summer toy did NASA engineer Lonnie Johnson invent and license to the Laramie Corporation?
I'm locked in.
All right. Davo went first again.
I was thinking about, I remember the toy that was like a little rocket that you put, that was on like a hose, and you stomp on the little plunger and it would shoot up into the sky.
Oh, that was so
thinking
cool.
in those terms. Those were pretty sweet. I was thinking in those terms, but then you said summer. And nothing says summer to me like a little palm olive on a slip and slide.
Oh, I forgot about that.
So you can just rocket across the lawn, maybe hit a stop sign. Yeah, just get. So I went with the slip and slide.
Let's go, Kels.
Dude, I feel like that's a way better answer than what I came up with. I was thinking water gun, so I said super soaker.
All right.
Oh, that's even better.
Neil?
That's great.
Oh, no, slip and slide is great.
Yeah, normally I like to think that great minds think alike, but I came up with the answer with Davo, so I'm not so sure right now.
Both of your great minds were wrong. And Kels got that right.
Oh.
It was indeed the super soaker.
Oh, man. I didn't even think about the slip and slide.
So what are the scores after round 1?
After round 1, we've got Kels and Davo tied with 20, and Neil has 30.
Looks like we're all learning a lot tonight.
Yeah. Anybody's game.
All right, let's move on to category number 2, which is going to be action figures.
You mean dolls?
Yay.
Action figures.
Action figures.
So, question 1. These 4 heroes in a half shell call the sewers of New York City their home. They are known for fighting crime, evil warlords, robots, and even aliens. And there's a bonus question. If you can name the 4 heroes and their respective weapons, give you 2 points for each one that you can get correctly.
That you can match
Together.
correctly? Oh,
Yes.
I'm locked in then.
I'm locked in.
I'm locked in as well.
All right. So, Neil?
You were talking about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or in the UK, the Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles. And I could probably name them all, but I have no idea what weapons they use. I never watched a single one of the cartoons, or I think I might have seen a movie once, but I have no idea.
Okay. Davo?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You have Leonardo with a katana. You have Donatello, who uses a bow staff. You have Raphael, who uses sais. And Michelangelo, who uses nunchucks.
All right. And Kels?
As someone who's watched these movies an absurd amount of times, I'm sorry to my sister who had to watch it too, because I wanted to watch it. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Leonardo had katanas. Raphael had sais. Michelangelo had nunchucks. And Donatello with the bow staff.
All
Dude,
right.
with a bow staff.
Everybody got the main question right, and Davo and Kels were both correct with the bonus. And I'll actually give...
Ooh.
We're going to give Neil 2 points for knowing the other name, because that is a pretty cool little nugget, and it's funny.
Why are they called that in Britain?
They did it because ninjas were considered too bad, I guess, or
What?
they wanted to tone it down. Is basically what it boils down to. It's just it was too violent the way that it was. They called them heroes. And they also, I don't know if you guys knew about the comic books when they came out. Like, they were pretty dark and pretty brutal.
They are.
And
I
for them to
remember
get the
reading
the cartoon, they had to really, really tone it down a lot. And the creators, they've done, interviews with them afterwards, and they said they would never do what they did again, even though it was successful and, made them a lot of money, that it really compromised what they were trying to do with their stories. So, a little sadness on that, too. But yeah, we'll give Neil
I'll
2
take it.
points for that.
And so 18
Nice.
for Kels and Davo.
Correct. All right, moving. Question number 2. What was the first toy with the classification of action hero?
I'm locked in as well.
Locked in.
All right, Neil.
G.I. Joe.
All right, Davo.
A real American hero, G.I. Joe.
Kels.
I went with Gregory Isaac Joe as well.
All of you will be correct. So moving on to question number 3. In 1984, Matchbox imported this action figure into the U.S. You could purchase it as a set of 5 action figures, or you could purchase each one individually, and they were sold in larger figures. And when combined, they formed the Defender of the Universe.
I'm locked in.
I'm locked in.
All right, Kels.
I'm hoping it was Voltron.
Okay. Davo.
Voltron.
Okay.
Did you?
Neil.
I said Transformers. I thought you were asking for the name of the toy, not one particular toy. Well, I see. Yeah,
Hold on for a sec. I'm sorry.
I said Transformers because I don't know.
So Davo and Kels are correct with Voltron.
Mm-hmm.
which is actually one of the most awesome toys ever.
It is. Loved it. Fell absolutely in love with the show when I was a youngster, and the Netflix original is even better.
It is pretty good. All right, question 4. This Mattel action figure line had Prince Adam as well as 150 more figures. Some other examples include Triclops, Trapjaw, Tila, Panther, Mechanic, and Evil Lyn, just to name a few.
Locked in.
I'm locked in.
Locked in.
All right, Kels.
I went with He-Man and the Masters of the Universe.
All right, Davo.
I should have had top billing. Yeah. It was He-Man.
Yeah, I kind of guessed that Prince Adam. I kind of vaguely remember that was He-Man, but I've never watched a minute of that cartoon because it looked awful, and I never had any of the toys because the toys went worse than the cartoon.
It was.
It wasn't good.
So all 3 of you correct.
Next time, He-Man.
Is that what that skeleton dude sounded like?
Yeah, Skeletor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, for being such a buff dude, it's kind of a wimpy face he's got.
All right, so what are our scores after round 2?
After round 2, Neil has 62, and Davo and Kels both had a perfect round, but got 68.
Wow.
We have pulled ahead of Nero.
Can you do Snarf?
Snarf, snarf.
All right, moving on to category number 3. It's going to be about movies.
Yay.
We all watch movies, don't we?
Sure.
Sometimes.
I hate Dolph Lundgren.
All right, question 1. This movie is about a child who wishes upon a shooting star. He wants his new Christmas present to come to life and be his best friend. What is the name of that movie?
Oh, man.
Locked in. Had to get myself out of the time period of the 80s, but I'm locked in.
I'm locked in. And I'm still firmly in the my Skeletor going through my brain.
You incompetent boob.
I think it's sad that all of us He-Man fans, when we were youngsters, didn't at the time realize that Evil Lyn was really just Evelyn.
Holy crap. I was today years old when I learned
Yeah.
that.
I'm locked in.
Alrighty. Kels, what do you got for us?
Well, I hope it's the movie about the Thunder Buddies for life. Ted.
Alright. Davo?
What? I never saw Ted. I for some reason said Child's Play.
Careful what you wish for.
I wish my doll would come to life and try to murder me with a knife.
I know. Maybe it was Jeff El Jefe's fascination with serial killers.
Alright, Neil?
Yeah, in retrospect, Ted is a much better answer. I guess I didn't realize that Ted was a Christmas gift, if that actually is the right answer. I went with what I know is a wrong answer and said A Christmas Story, because thinking it might be kind of fun to have a BB gun that comes to life.
Oh.
Much like Child's Play.
So, Kels, you are correct. It is Ted.
Oh.
Now, I was kind of trying to think of a Christmas movie, and Ted is definitely not a Christmas movie.
No, it's not.
Not.
It is not.
So, question 2. Unemployed journalist Jack Brown is attempting to make ends meet as the night janitor in a ritzy department store owned by Louisiana millionaire U.S. Bates. On his annual visit to his father's store, Bates' pampered son Eric is told he can choose one item in the toy department. To everyone's horror, he chooses Jack. What's that movie called?
I'm locked in on that one.
That movie's called Problematic. But I'm locked in.
All right, Neil?
Yeah, I think the most problematic part is that man in question was a African American named Richard Pryor, I believe, and the movie in question was The Toy.
All right, Kels?
I just want to bring up that Jackie Gleason's son in this movie was referred to as Master Bates. for those that never put that together, but I also went with The Toy.
And Davo?
So we're going to file this movie under social satire that doesn't work. The Toy.
And all three of you would be very correct. Definitely not a movie you would make nowadays. And probably shouldn't have been made back then.
No.
All right, question 3. This American horror film franchise, which focuses on a group of anthropomorphic puppets animated by Egyptian spell. Each is equipped with its own unique dangerous device and are represented as heroes, anti-heroes, and antagonists.
I'm locked in.
There's a bonus question. How many movies are in this franchise?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm locked in.
I'm locked in.
I feel like I went one over though.
I'm locked in.
All right, Kels?
One with the Puppet Master, and I wrote down 7.
Okay. Davo?
Oh, Kels. You're so naive.
Well, I'm even more naive then because I wrote down Puppet Master and 6.
All right. Neil?
Not long, well, several years ago, I think I was at like a Dollar General or something, and they had in their bins the Puppet Master complete collection. I think there's 1 or 2 maybe that came out since then. But my answer is Puppet Master, and I'm gonna say that there have been 13 movies.
Good Lord.
Holy Hannah.
Neil, you are an enigma.
Oh my God. Damn you, Dollar General.
On
Oh my goodness.
All right, so question number 4. What is the name of the short animated film that launched the Toy Story franchise?
I'm locked in.
I'm locked in.
So what's the name of the short?
Yes.
I'm locked in.
Alrighty. Davo, what do you got?
It's a little lamp, and the little lamp is hopping around. There's a mama lamp and a baby lamp, and they're playing with a ball. And I, for some reason, got hung up on the word Luxor, but that's a casino. And I was thinking it started with L.
It's a casino, among other things. It was also Egyptian.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah. And so I went with the L theme, and it was a lamp, so I went with Lumen. But I know that's not right. And I'm going to kick myself when I hear it.
Kels?
Well, unlike Davo, I had no idea. So I went with while you were away.
All right, Neil.
Yeah, I was kind of on the same line of thought as Davo, but I came up with a slightly different answer. Instead of Luxor, I went with Luxo. I think thought that was the name of the little lamp. It was Luxo.
No.
Is that a hopeful no?
Okay,
Or
apparently.
So everybody is incorrect. It was actually called Tin Toy. And the story.
Oh, it's the little toy
And it
soldier.
was told from
It's
his
the little toy
perspective.
soldier.
The whole story was.
Yeah, okay. I was.
Luxo was. I guess that was just a Pixar thing. Like that's like that lamp, Pixar logo or
Yeah.
mascot or something, right?
Yeah, and it was Luxo, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, because that hit a bone, and I was like, oh my god, if Neil gets this right, I may have to drive to his house.
let me look at your bags.
So at the end of round 3, where are our scores at?
We've got Neil with 84, Davo with 88, and Kels with 98, taking the lead.
Ah, it's a very close game.
Oh, good game. Yeah.
All right, so the next category, we might have got a hold of Santa's naughty list of toys.
Saucy.
Very saucy. So, question 1. This member of the Super Soaker family released with immediate controversy from its commercial. The commercial depicts a child wielding this toy and firing a white gooey substance on unsuspecting
Oh my
bystanders. The commercial ends with the narrator stating,
Oh my
"Major
God.
pumping required." What was the name of this toy?
I do not, and
Oh, I remember
I'm
this.
scared to answer anything.
I'm locked in.
Oh, I can't remember what the name of the.
Alrighty then.
I think we're all locked in.
Alright, let's go with Kels. What do you got?
I wrote down the Soak Master 3000.
Alright. Neil?
I have no idea whatsoever. I've never heard of this, but based on your description, I think they should have called it the ejaculator. Can I say that?
Wow.
I mean, I'm glad you did, so I didn't have to. So,
Davo?
I went with the Gunker.
That's pretty good too. So, nobody got that correct. But it was called the Oozinator. So you guys...
See, it tried to capitalize on the slime. You know, there was that slime period where slime was popular. Y'all.
We tried to keep this as family-oriented as possible. And Anthony did help with this a lot. It's a shame he couldn't be here.
big shout out.
So,
Shout out to Anthony.
question number 2. This broom toy original model was removed from toy shelves due to its vibrating capabilities. It has since been replaced with a non-vibrating model. Name that broom.
I'm locked in.
Locked in.
Now, yeah, I'll lock in. I have no idea.
All right. Neil?
So I don't really know this, but based on the fact that it was a vibrating, I figured it was pretty recent, and the only recent toy flying brooms I could think of was Harry Potter. So I guessed the Nimbus 2000.
All right. Kels?
I also went the Harry Potter route, and I just wrote Nimbus. I didn't know the number, so I just got Nimbus.
All right. Davo?
I echo Kells. I went with the Nimbus. I have no idea what the number is.
Neil, you got it 100% correct. And I feel like Davo and Kells should get half credit for that. It was the Harry Potter Nimbus 2000. All right, question number 3. So this toy, you would make her grow from a young girl to a teenager in seconds, and that was the catchphrase. It was released by Mattel in 1975.
I don't like where this is going.
Just think of controversial toys. All of these toys were somewhat
I'm locked in.
controversial. And granted, I wasn't even born in 1975, but I do remember this because as a child, it got around and it was hilarious.
I'm sort of locked in.
I'll lock in.
All right, Davo?
I vaguely remember hearing of this toy. I was born in 76, so I vaguely remember the toy. It's like legs would extend and its hair would grow longer and it would just like grow up. I have no idea what the name of the toy was, so I said Veronica because that sounds like a nice girl toy.
Right.
I don't know.
Neil?
The only preteen or teenage young girl doll that I could think of was Barbie's little sister, but for the life of me, I can't remember what her name was.
Man.
So I just answered
Okay.
Barbie's little sister.
Well, I don't feel bad now about my answer because I was thinking the same thing as Neil, but I knew her name, and I believe her name is Skipper.
Curses.
All right. So Kells was correct. It's actually the growing up Skipper. There's tons of Skippers out there, but
I'll
I
take
feel
him
like you should
on a wild
get
guess.
points for that. And so for a bonus though,
So it was a Barbie doll.
what
basically.
changed on this dial and how was it accomplished? Like what made it controversial? What was its superpower?
We lock in?
Are we locking in for this, or are we just spitting on an answer?
Let's go ahead and keep some order.
So you want to know what the change was and how it happened?
Exactly.
Okay.
Oh shit! We don't want chaos in here.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you 5 points if you can get it.
Yeah, I'm gonna lock in too.
I'm gonna lock in.
I'll lock in.
All right, Davo.
Well, if you're gonna spark some controversy, I'm gonna say there's some puberty going on, and during puberty, young women tend to blossom, and I'm gonna say breasts.
Do you know how it happened?
Like the mechanism.
Yeah.
Well, though you want the mechanical mechanism behind it. Oh, I don't know, 75. I'm gonna say air. I'm gonna say it's a pump.
Okay. We got Kells next.
I also said that the breast would get bigger, and I didn't think air, so I just said puberty.
So Skipper was one of the Puppet Masters dolls, and it actually
Hey,
had hormonal changes.
I mean, this is 13 movies. They have to do something right.
No wonder they got rid of that doll. All right, Neil.
Yeah, I assumed that it was her breast that got larger, and I figured it either had to be like water, like they soaked up water, but that seems like it would be really messy. So the only other thing I could think of is that it was air that would get pumped into her chestal area.
Okay, well, so you all got the easy part of it. But what it actually was you would spin her arm around. It was just mechanical.
It's like a
and
crank.
it would push her breasts out.
Oh, so it was actually a pump. It was just
Oh my God.
physical.
Yep. Yes.
Oh.
Very controversial toy. And we're going to move on to our last one, which might even be a little bit worse. But in 1982, Knickerbocker Toy Company made this movie's famous alien's appendage into a toy.
I'm locked
Name
in.
the alien and the appendage.
Locked in.
Locked in.
Alrighty, Kels.
I went with E.T. and the appendage would be a finger.
Alright, Davo.
E.T.'s finger.
And Neil.
My first thought was from the movie Alien, and there's all kinds of appendages that it could have been, but I thought that was actually a little bit too early for a 1982 toy, so I ended up with the rest of the guys and E.T.'s finger.
And you all would be correct.
So what was the controversial part?
So, in answer to your question, Neil, about what was so controversial about the toy, I Googled the toy.
Oh, don't do that at work.
No.
Alright, I gotta look at this. What? It's just the finger?
There are tons of them on eBay for sale, though. If anybody wants one.
Yes, it's just the finger.
Oh no.
So hopefully that was a fun category. What are the scores after round 4?
The scores are Dava with 103, Neil with 104, and Kells with 123. He's starting to pull away a little bit.
Still a very close game. It's nice.
104. Yeah.
So you have 103.
Oh, I know. That's why 104 doesn't make me happy.
103 makes you happy? Because I'm not especially proud of the 105.
Wow.
All
Yeah,
right,
let's
moving
move
on to
on.
category. Yes, category number 5. We're calling this Dangerous Toys. Something Neil might be a little familiar with. These are toys that were recalled. So question 1. In 1997, this popular doll was voluntarily recalled by Mattel due to complaints that people were getting their hair and fingers stuck in the mouth of the dolls. And for a bonus question, within 10,000, approximately how many of these dolls were sold at the time of recall?
What year was it?
1997. Yeah, a couple of the accidents were actually kind of brutal.
Man, I'm locked in too. I don't know. I'm just guessing. So
I'm locked in.
Alrighty, Neil, what do you got?
I have no idea. I guess Teddy Ruxpin, but I know that's way too late for him.
Alright, Kels?
I guess Baby Alive, and I said 300,000.
Davo?
I also wrote Teddy Ruxpin because apparently Neil and I were both kind of terrified by that moving monstrosity. And I said 200,000.
Well, it was actually Snack Time Cabbage Patch Kid. And it was 500,000
Oh,
of them.
man, I remember that.
How many?
500,000.
I remember that monster.
Used to come with like fries and stick it
I
in its
remember
mouth.
that.
And, like the mouth was made of mechanical rollers. So like it bit down and then
Ooh.
it pulled inwards.
Yeah, I can see how they can get ugly fast.
What's the worst that could happen?
It's a massive recall.
Getting the skin peeled off your finger. Yeah.
Ugh.
All right, question 2. This toy came in a multitude of colors, and it was meant to enhance and develop a kid's creativity. The beads fused together when water was added to create pictures. It was later recalled due to the beads becoming toxic when ingested. Some of the symptoms included nausea, vomiting, loss of consciousness, and falling into a coma.
Jeez, what toy is this?
And for a bonus, during an investigation on the product, its chemical compound was found to also be used as a well-known date rape drug.
Wow.
What?
This is all true. You can't make it up. Well, I guess you can, but it's not.
Oh,
I'm here to spit truce tonight.
Jesus. Oh,
I'm locked in.
I'm also locked in.
I'm locked in.
All right. Davo, what do you got?
Well, I genuinely had no idea, so my answer will either be baby's first rohypnol or devil beads.
All right, Kels.
I went with the Oozinator. I just wanted to use it again.
I also had never heard of this, have no idea. But based on your description, I would have called them aqua beads.
Oh, Neil, you are so close. They were actually called aqua dots.
Oh,
And the chemical compound found in it was gamma hydroxybutyrate, which is commonly known as GHB.
Wow.
Hey, you gotta love this. The 70s and 80s. People just didn't care.
That is the
I
worst.
guess they didn't know. I don't know. All right, question number 3. This toy had extremely sharp weighted points that children threw in the yard. They caused the death of at least 3 children and were banned in the U.S. once in the 80s. But the manufacturer challenged the ban was able to continue selling the product as long as they were only marketed to adults. One parent who lost his daughter in an accident with this toy eventually
I'm locked in.
convinced the CPSC to ban this product outright and pull them from store shelves.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
locked
locked
in.
All right, Davo.
I remember playing with these. They were terrifying. Lawn darts.
All right, Neil
I also said lawn darts.
and Kels.
I could think of no other sharp object that I'd throw in a yard, so I said lawn darts.
And all 3 of you would be correct.
Those are toys?
Yeah. It was a game. It was a summer game.
Yeah.
So
So,
love the lawn darts when we were kids. Unless your friends were jerks. Which I guess most of us had jerk friends. Never played chicken with
pretty
lawn
sure
darts? Everybody played chicken with lawn darts.
I never had any,
really? No, I never played.
or had friends that had any.
Alright. Last question in this category. So, to girls, these dolls were everything pretty and dainty. To use them, you had to insert the doll by the feet into a launch pad, pull a cord, and send the doll twirling and flying into the air. While amusing, the toy caused eye injuries, including scratched corneas and incidents of temporary blindness, broken teeth, a mild concussion, a broken rib, and facial lacerations that required stitches. The company that made this toy, Galoob, received 170 reports of the dolls striking children and adults, resulting in 150 injuries.
I know exactly what. I have no idea what these things are called.
Locked in.
Locked in.
Locked in.
All right, Davo.
So there's a pretty funny GIF or GIF, depending on your persuasion, of this toy that's gone around where the little girl pulls a little string and it goes flying, and it's Christmas morning. You can see the Christmas tree in the background. And it goes flying, 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 and lands in the fireplace.
It's hilarious.
So
I love it.
it is pretty funny. I don't remember what those things are called, so I wrote Flying Fairy Princesses.
All right, Kels.
I went with Rocket Roberta.
That sounds like an evil Pokemon trainer.
It does.
Neil.
I went with a more boring and more descriptive twirly dolls.
So you guys were all a little bit close, I guess, but they were called Sky Dancers Flying Dolls.
Sky dancers.
And that is one of the funniest GIFs, whatever you want to call it, you can find on the internet if you get a chance to Google that. Okay, so at the end of round 5, what are our scores?
Our scores are 113 for Devo, 114 for Neil, and 133 for Kells.
Wow. Seems to be one of the closest games I can remember. Everybody's neck and neck. All right, so the final question, we're still going to stay on the darker side a little bit, but this is pretty interesting.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
So this category is called Gilbert Toys Doesn't Think Safety is Fun. Now, one of their toys in this category was actually recalled, but surprisingly enough, the other ones were not. And if you didn't know, Gilbert Toys was the creator of the Erector set. So,
Bringing it back around.
they're a pretty big name in toys. So, question 1. This toy set first had to reach its softening point, which is around 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit. The instructions encourage children to use and form this with their bare hands in order to carry out a series of wildly irresponsible experiments detailed in the manual. These are real toys for children.
Oh, no.
And I will let you know that all of the answers in this category will begin with Gilbert. Because Albert Gilbert loved putting his name out there.
I'm locking in with something. Degrees, huh?
Locked in.
Yep.
Hot like glass.
Ages 3 to 7.
Gilbert glass blowing kit.
And who are we waiting for?
Yeah, I'm locked in.
Alright. Davo, what do you got?
I wrote down, which now in hindsight sounds like a Dr. Seuss character, Gilbert Gloop.
Neil?
So it's really funny what Davo just said, because I was trying to think what softens at 1,000 degrees, and it seems like that's too cold for most metals. But it seemed like it was about right for glass, so I actually answered the Gilbert glass blowing kit.
Are you serious? Oh my god.
Kells?
Oh. Oh. You ready for me? I just put the Gilbert Adobe set.
Well, hilariously enough, Neil is correct. And I thought Davo was going to go with what he said.
What?
Yes, it was Gilbert
What?
blowing that.
Oh, that's
That's so dumb. Oh my god.
a glass blowing kit for kids. Don't they do that like in community colleges? Can't you like learn how to?
God.
Yes.
I mean, we're talking about back in the 50s.
Oh my
You had to
god.
be hardcore when you were a child.
Oh man.
War as hell.
Oh.
It's amazing our fathers survived their childhood.
You know?
Oh my god.
Well, it also explains why that generation thinks this generation are a bunch of pansies. They played with red hot glass when they were 5.
Oh.
All right. Question 2. This toy was sold between 1950 and 1951 and had less than 5,000 units sold. The company claimed low sales was because it was more appropriate for people with an educational background rather than the younger market, not because it was sold with jars containing uranium-bearing ore samples.
What the hell is?
I told you, Gilbert Toys does not think safety is fun. And you can still buy this on eBay.
Oh. Homeland Security will be at your door. I'm locked in.
I'm locked in.
What then?
All right, Davo.
I just am so flummoxed right now. I went with the Gilbert chemistry set.
Okay. Neil?
I went alliteratively like the last one was and went with the Gilbert Geiger counter.
Oh my god! If you got this again, I'm gonna be so mad.
Okay. And Kels?
I said the Gilbert Saturn excavations set.
All right. Well, Kels and Davo, I need you guys to let me know if you want to give Neil half points. He did not get the name right, but the kit did come with a Geiger counter. So you can search for radiation in your home and also do experiments with the uranium that was provided. It was actually called the Gilbert Atomic Energy Lab.
I'm willing to give him half credit for that. That is fantastically
I'm
ridiculous.
gonna give him half credit. That Are we living in Fallout? This feels like we're playing a video game right now.
Oh.
Jesus, off the
I
chain.
think Professor Gilbert was an ancient ancestor of Professor Farnsworth.
All right. You guys like heat, right? Let's go on to question number 3. This high-temperature toy was used to create lead armies. The set came with 32 different lead molds and was advertised that the soldiers could be colored and painted. The only warning given for the product was not to pour water on molten metal. So what was the name of this kit?
Because it might splash on you.
You know, things that you tell a child.
Oh yeah.
I'm locked in.
I'm locked in.
Neil, what do you got for us now?
I mean, he seems to kind of go for descriptive names, so I answered the Gilbert lead casting kit.
All right. Kels?
I went with the Gilbert Bullet Forge.
Good answer.
David?
I went with the Gilbert Hellfire Crucible.
This is another one where you can decide if Neil gets half points.
This is getting ridiculous.
So there was actually 3 names that it came out under, and it was Gilbert Caster Kit Jr.,
Yeah.
the Gilbert Metal Casting Set, or the Gilbert Casting.
What was your answer, Neil?
I said the Gilbert lead casting kit.
Yeah, I'm cool with
Yeah,
yeah.
I think he should get full credit because he said casting.
So, okay. So full points for Neil. All right, so question number 4. This set, which started selling in 1936, could allow you to become a terrorist or an assassin. It came with recipes for gunpowder and also contained sodium cyanide,
I'm locked in.
which, if you didn't know, is bad.
So this is a set.
Yes.
Locked in.
I'm locked in.
Okay, Neil, what do you got?
I'm just going to keep going with the obvious and answering the Gilbert chemistry set.
Okay. Davo?
I went with the Gilbert Spy Kit. But it's probably the Gilbert Chemistry Set, my answer for question 2.
Kels?
I was in the same vein as Davo. I said the Gilbert Junior Spy Kit.
All right. And Neil is correct. It was the Gilbert Chemistry Set.
Of course he is.
I think his nickname
You're
is
diabolical, Neil.
He was describing chemicals. I mean, he said you could be an assassin, but that's just because it has poisonous chemicals in it, not because it was teaching you how to like go around and slit people's throats.
We don't know that yet.
That's true.
Well, that's what I took from what he said.
Yeah. All right. So, what are the scores at the end of regulation?
Well, I got to say there was some movement in that round. The scores are Dave still has 133. I'm sorry, Davo still has 113. Kells still has 133. And I moved up to 149.
Wow. Nice.
It's anybody's game.
Definitely is. All right. So, moving into the final question. The category is going to be who made this?
Ooh.
I'm locked in with my wager.
Me too.
I'm locked in.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am going to name 10 toys. You are going to tell me the company that makes them. And you will get full credit. I'm going to name 10. You're going to get full credit if you name 6 out of 10.
Are there duplicates?
There is.
Okay.
Number 1 is Lego. Number 2 is Barbie. Number 3 is My Little Pony. Number 4 is GoBots. Number 5 is Power Rangers. Number 6 are the Star Wars action figures. Number 7 is Rubik's Cube. Number 8 is Hot Wheels. Number 9 is Matchbox Cars. And number 10 is Etch-a-Sketch. And I guess I should clarify, these are the original companies, because nowadays there's like 6 toy companies that own everything. How are y'all doing?
I'm gonna go ahead and stop the bleeding.
Okay.
I'm locked in.
I'm locked in if I didn't say that earlier.
Oh, okay. So number 1, Lego, is Lego Company.
Got it.
Got it.
Yay!
All right. Number 2, Barbie, is Mattel.
Got it.
Got it.
Number 3, My Little Pony, Hasbro.
Ooh, don't got
Got
it.
Got it.
Number 4, GoBots, was Tonka.
Got it.
Got it.
Got it.
Loved
No
those
else.
robots. Those were great.
They were metal.
They were metal.
That was the best part about them.
Step on one of those bad boys.
Number 5, Power Rangers, was Bandai.
Got it.
Don't got it.
Yeah.
Number 6, the Star Wars action figures, was Kenner.
Don't
Got
got it.
it.
At all.
Nope.
Number 7, the Rubik's Cube, was the Ideal Toy Company.
Don't got it at all.
No, I remember that now, but I didn't get it.
Number 8, Hot Wheels, was Mattel.
Don't
Yeah,
got
I
it
did.
at all.
Number 9, Matchbox Cars, was Lesney Products.
I did not
got
get
it.
that one.
Did not get that.
And which is funny now, Matchbox and Hot Wheels are both owned by Mattel. And number 10, Etch-a-Sketch, was the Ohio Art Company.
I did not get that one.
Oh, man.
God, I remember seeing that. I always thought it was weird that it's like They make one toy in Ohio, and it was the Etch-a-Sketch. That's what I thought when I was a kid.
Kels, did you get that one? So it sounds like everybody. Kels, did you get 6 of them?
I got 5.
Dave and O'Neill both got 6, though, right?
I squeaked by with 6, yeah.
I got 6.
Nice. Congratulations, guys. What were the wagers?
I won 17.
17 takes you to 116. I wagered 49 to get to 198. And Devo?
100.
100 gives you to 213.
Nice.
Woohoo!
You know your toys, Devo.
I do. I like toys. Woohoo. Those were excellent questions. I will never forget the Gilbert Toy Company for as long as I live.
It's a great conversation starter or ender, depending on who you're talking to.
So if you, everybody out there listening, want to teach your children to blow glass or discover radioactive materials, you can check us out on Twitter at Ladlebrain. You can check us out on Facebook. We have a Patreon, should you choose to throw a few ducats our way. We love all of our listeners regardless. No ducats required. We have individual email accounts that you can hit us up with, questions, comments, anything you like. And we have a website, brainladletrivia.com. Jeff El Jefe, the bringer of the light and the bringer of the dark, thank you so much for your wonderful questions.
No problem.
You
Ho,
usually
ho,
say
ho,
the names,
everybody.
Davo.
And I hope your Christmas and holiday is very nice.
Yeah.
Super toys.
You'll change the game, please tell us.
Because it sounds like it'll be very nice.
So to Liz and Lexi and Susan L. and Randy and David and Jonathan and all the wonderful listeners out there, this is Davo with Kells.
Don't sweat the petty stuff and don't pet the sweaty stuff.
Jeff.
That's actually pretty good advice.
And Neil.
Someday I'll try to figure out what the difference between a Transformer and a Voltron is.
Signing off.
The preceding podcast was presented by Brain Ladle Productions. All rights reserved.